إن الحمد لله أحمده أستعينه وأستهديه وأستغفره وأثني على الله الخير كله ولا أكفره. اللهم لك الحمد أولا وآخرا وظاهرا وباطنا، ولك الحمد أبدا أبدا يا رب العالمين. اللهم لك الحمد في الأولين ولك الحمد في الآخرين، ولك الحمد يا ربنا في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان، فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه، ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر، يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر، ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداعي إذا دعان، فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، قائل في حديثه القدسي الجليل: من لم يرضى بقضائي ويصبر على بلائي فليخرج من تحت سمائي وليتخذ ربا سوائي. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه، بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة، وكشف الله به الغمة، وجاهد في الله حق الجهاد حتى أتاه اليقين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All the praise is due to Allah, Lord of the world, and may the blessing be upon the Prophet Muhammad, our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As you might know, and you must know, Ramadan is just around the corner. Just 11 days maximum before we receive the month of Ramadan. Before I start the khutbah, brothers and sisters, I want to raise my hand to Allah Azza wa Jal. And I want each and everyone here to raise his hand and say Ameen after me. Allahumma ballighna Ramadan. Ya Allah, grant us more life and breath so we can enjoy the next Ramadan. Ya Allah, let us enjoy this coming Ramadan. Don't deprive us. Don't deprive us from fasting the month of Ramadan. Don't deprive us, Ya Allah, from praying all night and from reading the Qur'an all day and night. Don't deprive us from tasting the beauty of the month of Ramadan. Allahumma ameen. A couple of days ago, last Wednesday, a brother called me, Assalamu alaikum Imam, there is a brother who passed away in El Dorado. So if you can call your brother Imam Aziz, and if you guys can come over to El Dorado so we can spend some time with the deceased family. So immediately, I took my car, I picked up my brother, and we went to El Dorado. I have never seen that brother before, the deceased. May Allah Azza wa Jal rest his soul. So whenever I arrived, I asked one of the brother whom I know, what happened? He said, subhanallah, he's 48 years old. He used to go to the gym every single day. He goes on diet. He takes every piece of precautions possible. And yesterday, we had dinner in his house. And I left, and today, his wife called me, your friend passed away. So I told him, but is there any diagnosis? Never, Imam, nothing. He woke up in the morning. He told his wife, I don't feel well. So she smiled and she said, yes, because you ate a lot yesterday. I'll bring you some like 7-Up. He took some sips and he passed away. Wallahi, just like this. So, we spent the night with them, and, I returned back home. So the same brother, he called me. And he gave me really hard time. Imam, what if I pass away, or what if I die before this month of Ramadan? What if I die before I receive this month of Ramadan, like after 10, 11 days? What if I do that? So I told him, it's Allah's will. We cannot do anything. Just do your best every single day, and we cannot interfere. He said, but I'm not ready to meet Allah. I missed last Ramadan. I did a bad job. So I told him, what? Why? He told me, because I wasn't prepared for Ramadan. I wasn't prepared. Suddenly, I found myself in the first day of Ramadan. Suddenly, Ramadan is over. I wasn't prepared. So if I ask my son Ahmed, who is 9 years old, Ahmed, go to the treadmill now and run for an hour. Daddy, I can't. I have to have some exercise, some warm-up. Start like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then till I reach an hour of running. So I can't do this like right now. This is the problem, brothers and sisters. The problem is we receive the month of Ramadan with no preparation whatsoever. This is the challenge. And suddenly, tomorrow is the month of Ramadan. So you have to change your mindset. And you have to change your lifestyle in one day, which is technically impossible. I'm telling you from now, it's impossible. That's why Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, in his book, Lata'if al-Ma'arif, he said Rajab is the month where we put the seeds. We plant the seeds on the month of Rajab. And whenever Sha'ban comes, it is the time to water the seeds. Put some water. And whenever Ramadan comes, it is the time to reap the harvest. We have different attitude, completely. We suggest and we expect to do everything in the month of Ramadan, to put the seeds and to water the seeds and to reap the harvest, which is technically impossible. So whenever I finish the call, I open my Facebook page, and I discovered that a friend of mine, he is like 5 years older than me. He's a civil engineer. He went in the morning to the site to finish something, and it is prayer time, it's Dhuhr time. He went to pray, and whenever he's leaving the masjid, he got hit by a car and he passed away. Wallahi, just like this. So it really strikes me. What happened? Two in one day. So I opened my contacts, I opened my email, and I discovered that I lost 17 family members and friends since last Ramadan till last Wednesday. 17. And there is no guarantee, brothers and sisters, that we might join and enjoy this coming month of Ramadan. That's why, inshallah, today, it's a very important time for us to be reminded, still we have the chance to put some seeds. And still we have some chance to plant the seeds before we receive the month of Ramadan. It's never too late, brothers and sisters. We still have 11 days. If you plant a seed each and every single day, inshallah, you'll be there. How many times in the Qur'an Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned as-siyam? Forget about Sawm Ramadan. I'm talking about siyam in general. 6 times. Surah Al-Ma'idah, An-Nisa, Al-Baqarah, of course, Maryam, Al-Mujadalah, Al-Ahzab. 6 surahs in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned the idea of fasting. And how many times He mentioned Sawm Ramadan, fasting of the month during the month of Ramadan? Only 1 time. Only 1 time in Surah Al-Baqarah. Inshallah, the first khutbah, I'll try to explain how the month of Ramadan is the month of Qur'an. And how can we as ummah take advantage of having this month. And inshallah, in the second khutbah, I'll try to shed some lights on the last ayah among the ayat of Qur'an of Ramadan, which I always wanted to talk about it, but every time I start with ayah 183, Surah Al-Baqarah, and I run out of time, so I decided not to talk about ayah 186, Surah Al-Baqarah, which is extremely important, and I'll show you this now, inshallah. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said in the hadith, الصيام والقرآن متلازمان يشفعان للعبد يوم القيامة. Fasting and Quran, on the day of judgment, both of them, they will go to Allah Azza wa Jal to ask for shafa'ah for a slave. Look at the connection between Ramadan, fasting, and the Qur'an. القرآن والصيام يشفعان للعبد يوم القيامة. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He would say, why both of you make shafa'ah for only one slave? So the Qur'an would say, Ya Allah, منعته النوم بالليل. I prevented him from sleeping all night. And the Siyam would say, Ya Allah, and I prevented him from eating and drinking during day. فشفعنا فيه. Ya Allah, forgive his sins. He is a good Muslim. He used to spend night reading Qur'an and praying, and he used to spend day fasting from any food or drink. فيشفعان. So Allah Azza wa Jal immediately decided to grant him shafa'ah. Ayah number 185, Surah Al-Baqarah. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. Allah Azza wa Jal, He didn't mention that the month of Ramadan is the month of fasting. No. He didn't say that the month of Ramadan is the month of Taraweeh. He didn't say that the month of Ramadan is the month of charity and sponsor iftars and doing this and that. Allah Azza wa Jal didn't mention that the month of Ramadan is the month of heavily fried samosa and food. No. He said Ramadan is the month of Qur'an. So the connection between Ramadan, between Siyam and the Qur'an is extremely strong. I couldn't imagine a brother or sister after the month of Ramadan, did you read Qur'an? No, Imam, not that much, but alhamdulillah, I did fast. 30 days straight, no excuses. Did you learn something from the Qur'an this month? No, wallahi, I didn't. I have busy schedule. Did you put a plan or schedule for you? By the end of the month, you would be able to finish the whole Qur'an? No, I couldn't. So I'm telling you, brother, from now, Ramadan, Siyam, Qur'an, it's all in one basket. If you lose the Qur'an, if you lose the blessing and the bounty of reading the Qur'an and understanding the meaning of Qur'an throughout the whole month, I'm telling you from now, you're missing a lot. That's why I always give this advice to myself first and to all my brothers. We have to gather our family before the month of Ramadan. And we have to open this discussion. Let's take the Qur'an a friend during the month of Ramadan. And by friend, I mean a real friend. Remove Netflix from your phone. Remove Amazon Prime and all this kind of this huge distraction. Remove Facebook, remove WhatsApp. Whenever you have time in this month, open the Qur'an. And I mean this Qur'an, brothers and sisters. This will remain till the day of judgment. If they have hundreds and thousands of applications, this Qur'an will remain till the day of judgment. I mean this Qur'an, I didn't mean the electronic application. Take this with you in a dental appointment. If you have to wait, open this. If you're waiting for the iftar, open this. If you're going and you had the rush hour, open the Qur'an and read the Qur'an and understand the meaning of the Qur'an. This Qur'an is guidance to mankind. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. So this revelation, brothers and sisters, it has nothing to do with us only as Muslims. The Qur'an is universal invitation and open invitation across ethnicities, across races, across genders and generations. It has nothing to do with your color or with your country. This is an open invitation for each and everyone to deliver the message of Qur'an. Because at the end of the day, if this Qur'an is guidance, but this guidance needs to be delivered, right? This guidance needs to be delivered. And who's supposed to deliver this guidance, brothers and sisters? We. Why? Because we're Muslims, and this is our book. So the expectations from Allah Azza wa Jal is just like this. He expects you to deliver the guidance of Qur'an. And we as Ummah, we barely read the Qur'an. Imagine how far we are. Allah Azza wa Jal expects from us to deliver the message of Qur'an, to be proud of this book, to open it, to understand the meaning, and to deliver the teachings of Qur'an. This is the expectation of Allah. And the problem is, we're here, brothers and sisters. We barely can read 2 ayat. We barely can understand the meaning of Qur'an. And by the way, I'm talking here about quality, not quantity. Forget about quantity. You know, at the end of the day, we have this in the Middle East. People, they are in a race to finish the Qur'an by the end of this month. I finished 1 khatma. I finished 2. I finished 3. Guys, it's not a lottery. This is the Qur'an. If you read a page a day and you're fully understanding the ayat, for me, this is the best. That's why a Sahabi went to Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Turjuman al-Quran, the one who memorized al-Quran in his mind, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. And he told him, Ya Aba Abd al-Rahman, when I left the masjid yesterday, I prayed 1 rak'ah, and in this 1 rak'ah I recited the whole Quran till it's prayer time, Fajr time. So what did Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mas'ud say? Did he say, congratulations, man, this is a great job? No, he didn't say that. He said, were you reading a poem? What you did has nothing to do with the real message of Quran. You have to read the Quran with tadabbur. You have to understand each and every meaning in the Quran, not to read the Quran like parrot. That's why in Surah Sad, Allah Azza wa Jal says, كتاب أنزلناه إليك مبارك يا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. We have revealed this blessed book to you, so you guys can reflect upon its verses. كتاب أنزلناه إليك مبارك ليدبروا آياته. This is the whole point behind the Quran, to reflect upon its verses, to understand the meaning and to understand the teaching of the Quran. Kitabun, we have revealed a blessed book to you, Ya Muhammad, so you can reflect upon its verses. So this book, brothers and sisters, is a guidance to mankind. So whenever, inshallah, this ummah will grow up to start delivering the message of Allah and to deliver the guidance and this revelation to the whole ummah, whenever we grow up and reach these expectations, inshallah, one day, you have to be ready with set and clear proofs of guidance and criterion, right? If you give someone, oh, this is the best book, this is the best revelation, the first question, how do you know? Do you have an evidence? Do you have a dalil? Do you have a clue? That's why Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى وَالْفُرْقَانِ. It is not only just guidance, it is guidance with a set of clear proofs and criterion. فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ. Whoever attends the month of Ramadan, he or she must fast, with 2 exceptions. If you are traveling or if you're sick. So an equal number of other days. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرِ. Before I finish the first khutbah, brothers and sisters, let's shed some lights here. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرِ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرِ. Would you say, it's very hard for me to fast like 16 hours and go to the masjid like every night and leave the masjid at 1? I have a full-time job. Why Allah Azza wa Jal, He created this atmosphere which is not easy for me. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He knows what we have in our minds and in our hearts. He's the creator. So He said in the ayah, وَاللَّهُ يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرِ. Allah Azza wa Jal intends ease for you. Allah Azza wa Jal wants ease for you in your life. وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرِ. And Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't intend hardship for you. He doesn't want tribulations for you. He doesn't want difficulty for you. وَاللَّهُ يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرِ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرِ. But imagine, brothers and sisters, this ease would only come with guidance. And this guidance will only come with taqwa. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal has sent us the month of Ramadan. وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةِ. We as Muslims, we have to complete and finish the 30 days. Let me ask you this question. How many people they use to go to the gym and they pay the monthly tuition? How many of them they drop out? 95%. Especially in the Muslim community. 95%. We go because it's time to go. I want to lose some weight. You go to the gym, you pay, and this is the last time everybody can see you. Why we drop off? We drop out, brothers and sisters. Why we drop out? Think about it. Why we drop out? Because the shaitan is there waiting for this moment. Man, don't go to the gym. You're fine. Look at your body. You're 550 pounds. You're good. Look at your brothers. They're 600, 700. You're good. You're in a good shape. Why to go to the gym? Or you have like 2-story house. Just go to the second floor, like 10 times. You're good to go. Don't go to the gym. The shaitan is there at the back. He's making waswasa in your mind. How many brothers and sisters here, they have kids? Ahmed is here. Unfortunately, he's here today. He gives me a hard time to doing his homework. And I think he's not the only kid. Ahmed, finish your homework. I want to go to pray. No prayer now. Go. There is no time for prayer. Go and finish your homework. Daddy, my tummy hurts. No, it doesn't. Go and finish your homework. I want to do this. No, it's not time. Go to do this. Right? How many times we ask the kids to do their homework? 100 times. Every day. Right? Why? Because the shaitan is there. How many times, brothers and sisters, Allah Azza wa Jal asked us to develop consciousness of Him in the Qur'an? 200 times. Like we do with our kids. Grow up. Finish your homework. 200 times. Allah Azza wa Jal asked us in the Qur'an to develop consciousness of Him. How many times He asked us to fast during the month of Ramadan? 1 time. Is it incredible? 200 times Allah asked us to develop consciousness of Him. And only 1 time He asked us to fast during the month of Ramadan. Why? Because there is no shaitan. This is the only reason, bottom line, because there is no shaitan. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He customized and He designed this month to be with no shaitan. To give you full opportunity to enjoy each and every single day and night with no shaitan, with no waswasa. I guarantee you, if the month of Ramadan is just like every month, we would have stopped fasting after like a week. Imam, no, don't overreact. Ramadan is Ramadan. How many Muslims, they fast at the first day of Ramadan? Millions and millions and millions. Are they all religious? No. Are they praying? Unfortunately, not all of them. But why they are fasting? All of them. Because there is no shaitan. If there is shaitan during the month of Ramadan, brothers and sisters, I guarantee you, we would have stopped fasting after a week. And we will give Allah Azza wa Jal like this excuses. Ya Allah, I went to the doctor and he told me that this diet is not working with my body. I have to do this. I have to take medicine. I want to travel. But because there is no shaitan, brothers and sisters, we can successfully end the month from the beginning till the end. So finishing the whole period of Ramadan is extremely important. And after you finish the training, after you finish the exercise, what comes after, brothers and sisters? Celebration. Right? Whenever you finish the school, whenever you finish the training, whenever you finish your master, what comes? The celebration. Like 15 years ago, I was in Ohio. And my brother was the imam. And that was the time a brother was saying the Shahada. So that was the first time for me to attend such ceremony. So I was looking at the brother, and whenever he said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, what do we say? Takbir! Wallahi, I got scared. And I can see fear in the brother's eye, in the convert's eye. Takbir! Allahu Akbar, Takbir! Till I did read the ayat, and I understood that we as Muslims, the best way of celebration for us is to make takbir. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةِ, finish the 30 days, and right after, وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهِ, to glorify Allah Azza wa Jal, عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, for what He has guided you. And what comes after Ramadan, brothers and sisters? Al-Eid, right? What do we say in Salatul Eid? Allahu Akbaru kabira, walhamdulillahi kathira. Allahu Akbar for the blessing of Ramadan. Allahu Akbar for the strength to fast during the month of Ramadan. Allahu Akbar for the opportunity to enjoy 30 days of Ramadan. Allahu Akbaru kabira, walhamdulillahi kathira. This is the way that we as Ummah celebrate the bounty of Allah Azza wa Jal. وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, and maybe, perhaps, after all these bounties, you will be grateful to Allah Azza wa Jal. I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to open our hearts and our minds to the real meaning of Qur'an and to real meaning of Islam. Raise your hands, ask for forgiveness. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Still in the ayat, brothers and sisters, that talk about Ramadan and fasting. Let me finish the second khutbah with an extremely important ayah. I wanted to talk about this ayah several Ramadans, but I used to have the traditional start. Ayah number 183. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam. Ramadan or Siyam decreed upon you as it was decreed upon Ummah before you. Whenever it comes to ayah 186, run out of time. Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. Brothers, please give me your fullest attention in this 10 minutes. This is the cherry on the top. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. Allah Azza wa Jal is talking to whom? Allah Azza wa Jal in this ayah, He talks to whom? وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي, when my slaves ask about me, He talks to whom? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya Muhammad, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي, when my slaves ask about me, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ, I am so close. So here, brothers and sisters, do you understand the difference between when and if? Allah Azza wa Jal in the ayah, He didn't say, if my slaves ask about me. He said, when my slaves ask about me. There is a huge difference. If your son goes to the army and you expect his arrival, inshallah, safe, and you want to make a banquet for him and to invite, all the family to enjoy his return, what do you say? If my son comes, I'll do this for him? Or you would say, when my son comes. Basically, we have to say, when my son comes. Why? Because if seems hopeless. There is no hope if you use if. Maybe he comes, and maybe he wouldn't come. So Allah Azza wa Jal, Lord of the world, He has hope in each and every one of us, brothers and sisters. That's why He didn't say, if my slaves would ask. No, He said, when my slaves, inshallah, one time they will ask about me. Ya Muhammad, I'm quite sure that my slaves, one time, they will turn their face to me. One time they will come to me. One time they will make dua for me. That's why He said, inshallah, I have hope in each and every one of them. When my slaves ask about me, so the logical flow of the conversation is, when my slaves, so if I go to Brother Arsal, when my son called me, when my son called, please tell him that I'll be out of town, right? Because I put him in the middle as a deliverer, as a middleman. But whenever it's time for Allah Azza wa Jal to respond, He said, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. He didn't say, فَقُلْ لَهُمْ إِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. Ya Muhammad, when my slaves ask about me, tell them that I am close. He didn't say that. He said, when they ask about me, I am close to them. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He decided to exclude the middleman. There is no middleman between Him and between His slaves. فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. I'm very close to them. Ujib. There is difference between ujib and astajib. Ujib in Arabic means I respond immediately. Who is saying this, brothers and sisters? Rabb al-Kawn. Lord of the world. He said, فَإِنِّي قَرِيب أُجِيب. I am close and I will respond immediately. Astajib in the language means, inshallah, I might respond, but not now. I might respond, but maybe I will delegate somebody to reply on my behalf. Allah Azza wa Jal, He didn't say that. He said, فَإِنِّي قَرِيب أُجِيب. I am close and I respond immediately. If you work for a big company, 500 employees, and how often do you meet your CEO? If you're like 25, 30 years old. Not quite often, right? And if one time he met you and he said, hey man, how's it going? You will feel so proud. And you will go on Facebook, today my CEO, he recognized me. And maybe he said, how's it going? How are you today? I'm fine. He doesn't even know your name. So this is the highest possible and one of the lowest possible. Allah Azza wa Jal, brothers and sisters, is the highest possible. And the slaves are the lowest possible. So would you believe that this conversation between the highest possible and the lowest possible, it does exist? No, it doesn't, except with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ. So the scholars, they said, Allah Azza wa Jal, He was so precise. He didn't say, I respond favorably, immediately to the dua of my slaves. He said, I respond to even only one da'wah. So He used the singular, He didn't use the plural. He didn't say, I respond and I accept the dua, the whole bunch of dua. He said, I respond only if my slave remembered me only once and he makes dua for me. Only this dua, I'll be there to respond. Brothers and sisters, this is a very important part. Do not take God's patience for granted. Let me close the khutbah by this. Allah Azza wa Jal, He is waiting for you to make only one dua. He told you, He is telling you, I'm going to exclude the middleman between you and me. Just come to me. Make only one dua. Only one dua. I'll be there to respond. But don't take Allah's patience for granted. In the day of judgment, Allah Azza wa Jal, He will ask a question and He will answer this question. In Surah Al-Hijr, in Surah Ghafir, ayah number 40, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ. Allah Azza wa Jal will ask this question. To whom the kingdom belongs today, the day of judgment. Don't take God's patience for granted. I repeat, don't take God's patience for granted. The time will come. Allah Azza wa Jal will ask the question. And wallahi, I swear, nobody would dare to answer this question except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ. To whom the kingdom belongs today. لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. So the loving, the caring God, who cares about you, who is expecting you to turn your face to Him, who gives you 30 days of prayer with no shaitan, in the day of judgment He will say, وَإِنَّ عَذَابِي لَهُوَ الْعَذَابُ الْأَلِيمُ. Indeed, my punishment is the most severe punishment. He is the same God. He is the indulgent. He is the Halim. However, He is the humiliator. Right? Allah Azza wa Jal, He is the indulgent. He is the Halim. But at the same time, He is the humiliator. He is the Mudil. He is the strong. He is the powerful. He is the all-capable. So don't take God's patience for granted, brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, the chance is there. And I ask Allah Azza wa Jal, and we did ask Allah Azza wa Jal today, as a group, not to deprive us from the month of Ramadan. We have 11 days, brothers and sisters, before the month starts. We have to take it serious. Alhamdulillah, we have a lot of opportunities. And you have to plant a seed each and every single day before we receive the month of Ramadan, so we can take advantage of the month and get the best of Ramadan. اللهم لك الحمد كله وليك يرجع الأمر كله علانيته وسره يا رب العالمين. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. اللهم بلغنا رمضان.